Warning: the following podcast contains opinions, jokes, and random thoughts that should absolutely not be taken seriously. We're not experts, professionals, or even mildly qualified to give advice. If you're looking for facts, maybe try Google. This is strictly for laughs, hot takes, and good vibes only. Proceed with caution and a sense of humor. And remember, Bomba'to.
All right, people, welcome to a new episode of...
The fuck?
Bomba'to!
Vamos a hacer eso otra vez. That shit was terrible. What the fuck?
No, este me asustó.
The fuck was that?
Ya, dale.
Well, welcome to a new episode of
Bomba'to!
And this episode is dedicated to all the people that were saying when they were younger, man, I can't wait until I grow up. Eso hijo de su maldita madre.
Yeah, I'm fucked up.
Tú no sabías lo que te estabas metiendo. Tú no sabías.
Bro, growing up, being an adult, it's not what it, what we thought it was going to be. You know, cuando yo era chiquito, yo pensaba que yo iba a vivir rico, una mansión.
Pues tú eres rico.
No, yo no soy rico.
De pelo.
No, eso sí. Y mucho. Pero nada. ¿Qué ustedes pensaron? What were you guys thinking of when you were younger?
I feel like what made it worse is you didn't know about taxes. So it's like, damn, once you realize what taxes are, it's like, damn, that's what
Not
made
even
it.
just taxes, the market itself. Like, damn, yo, I feel like back when I was taking a gap year when I graduated high school, and my mother said, absolutely
Nah,
not.
bro.
Nah, you
Nah,
can't.
It's hard.
Tú eres
to get back
loco.
into.
Da, 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 da. So I was like, all right, I got to decide on something. And then I decided on it. I literally, like blinders. Yo me puse pa eso. And until I reached that goal, I didn't stop.
That's the biggest mistake I feel as parents they could do to their kids. Oh, you have to do this. You have to do that.
Saying.
Because like at 18, bro, you don't know anything.
Yeah. At that point, you don't even know what you want to do in life.
You
Like,
don't.
really
You haven't experienced
like
anything.
you have an idea in your head of like, all right, I want to be successful, but successful as what?
You could graduate high school and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go study lo que sea. I want to become a nurse. And by the time you're 20, your whole mindset is changing. You're seeing the world. You're out there. You're working. You're studying all that shit. And by the time you get to the end of your college career, you're like, damn, do I even want to do this anymore?
Nah, but I think also you guys got to take into account, you know, some people come here for, like our parents, they came here for a better life, right? And for them, that means, you know, your kids
Get
go
an
to college and get an education.
Yeah, you can't blame them for that.
You know, so cada quien es diferente. Obviamente nosotros, now that we, you know, have gone through the college experience, we know that maybe it's not bad for you to take a gap year and find out what you want to do,
take
what
as
your
long as you
passion
want.
is.
Yeah.
But for our parents, that wasn't really a thing.
I'm not gonna lie. Like halfway through my bachelor's, I had a second thought of like finishing that program and going to another program. But when they told me, oh, if you go to the other program, you're pretty much starting from scratch. At that point, I was
fuck that.
At that point, I was like, yeah, I can't start from scratch because I was already 7 years in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, because for me, it's a lot. It was a lot different because I had to work. I had my family, so I had to take care of them. So I couldn't go to school full time. Like that I would say was my biggest regret, not going to school early when I was still living at home, not having that responsibility. But at the same time, like we were saying, I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
My mindset was on partying, enjoying life, and doing things that I never did.
Yeah, buen perro.
Sigue, Carmencita, sigue.
Nah, but I feel like with me, man, yo tratando de ser serio.
Dale.
Yo tratando de ser serio.
Escúchame.
Te voy a agarrar la bajadita. Date tranquilo. Nah, but like I feel like with me, I always knew what I wanted to do in life.
And you're lucky.
Like
for that.
always?
Always, since I was like 5 years old.
Wow. Yeah, you're one of the lucky ones.
No, like
I wanted to be a chemist when I was 5.
I want to be
nah, like because I always heard my dad talking about like engineering and building and constructing, and like that was piqued my interest when I was little. So like
playing with your hands.
sí, básicamente eso mismo.
No hands.
No hands.
No hands.
Telepáticamente,
I don't play with my hands.
Yo todavía estoy esperando que
Now
tú
you
me
play with
prestes
your
el
pillow?
drone.
bro.
Estoy esperando.
Shit, slow now.
Tengo como 3 años esperando
I'm gonna buy one just
que me preste el drone para yo.
You better not do that shit.
I gotta teach him. I gotta
Nah,
teach him
you
first.
just gotta show me how to do
I
it.
gotta teach him first.
I'm not gonna be stupid and crash it because then I have to pay for it.
Yeah, that's a
Lot of money.
That's a lot of money. That's a
I could just get you my brother. My brother could.
Búscamelo.
yeah.
Like,
that too.
like, you can put the goggles on and everything. Just
Oh no, I didn't.
Búscame.
The one I got my dad is not with goggles, but
This is a regular like
Yo quiero
mini.
uno.
Así. Pero así, no. así
Dale,
no.
dale.
Yeah.
Serio.
so you're saying as a kid you knew what you wanted to do.
Yeah, like I feel like it matters. Like I wish that's the thing I wish I had. I wish I had my dad's presence with me 24/7. I feel like he would have pushed me to
Get your bat, go and complete and do.
do it, but do it a lot sooner. You know, I obviously, you know, I did the same thing Ellie did. You know, I went to college. You know, first few years I fucked around.
when did you actually start like getting serious about college? Like at what age?
I graduated high school 2010.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said bro.
Yeah, quieto.
Yo, I feel attacked.
Yo, ¿qué es esto? No, te la van.
Oh, just blur it out.
So you graduated high school in 2010.
Yeah, this is like gonna be a lot of cutting of this shit.
Nah, fucking leave it.
Yeah, I should.
Well,
this point.
besides the action.
And this
Yeah,
nigga
like,
talking
yeah.
about
Yeah.
kissing.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
No,
Sorry.
pero lo que ustedes no vieron fue. Look at his lips afterwards. This one was cracking up. Se sucio, viejo.
No lo mire.
No, ya.
Yeah, but like, I graduated high school in 2010. Started college that fall. I was 17, turning to 18 that year.
What the? You graduated high school at 17?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
You were born.
September.
You're born before the school year starts, right?
Just like the week.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Because if you're born after, you're always gonna be older when you graduate. That's for me. I graduated when I was 18.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. So like 2011. Yeah. I didn't. First year, so all the classes I failed all that shit.
In
Like,
college?
so, yeah. First year of college.
Community
failed.
college.
Yeah, felt all that shit. And it's fucked up because I could have done my career literally for free. Not paying one dime. And I just fucked it up. Fucked it all up.
That's how you learn, though.
Yeah, like that's, you know,
Pero aprendiste.
I don't regret it because that's, you know, because of that I am where I am today.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. Do you regret, like, do you feel like you'll be in your position now if you would have finished right out of high school?
Or in a higher position.
No, do you just your life now? Do you picture yourself? Do you think you would have been in the same position you are now in life if you would have finished college right out of high school?
I would have been at least where I am now.
I feel like
You think it would have played out the same?
No.
that's with anything, though. I don't think, like, if the decisions that you make in your life or that you know, avoid making in your life leads you to where you are right now. And if you alter any one of those decisions, that shit could completely take a left or completely take a right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like the biggest thing, at least for me, would be, especially when you're younger, it's so much easier to take risks, and I don't want to like grow up and be like a certain age and be like, damn, I kind of wish I did that in the past. To be honest,
I feel like I was always the kid that was, I don't want to say it, I guess afraid to take those risks. Like, not afraid, but like I always thought shit through. I was never one to like just do shit on a whim.
bro, I was Bomba'to.
No,
Bro, I enrolled in college, and then 2 months later, I was like, fuck it, I'll join the military.
Nah. That was one of my thought processes. So
I was about to.
For me,
And you fucking did all the classes and hoo-ah, Semper Fi.
I didn't even know
Had the
nothing
fucking
about
posters
it.
and all that shit.
Just showed up.
Motherfucking like.
I had
Mami, unos palos me dio mami. Mira, muchachos, te vamos para la guerra.
had that.
Back then, that's how the fucking the Iraq was going on and all that shit. So it's like she was afraid of like for them to send me to the fucking war. And all
I had the
that.
application filled out, never submitted it.
Yeah,
I had two thought processes. It was between either going to the Air Force or going to be a state trooper. But since I didn't have enough credits, college credits, because you need at least 60 college credits, And also the fact that Miles didn't know how to swim.
Yes. Ooh.
And so my so I was like, yeah, that ain't for me.
So I have
they'll
a
teach you.
question.
A little bit. They'll drown you a few times, but
No, you'll learn
no, you'll learn.
by mistake.
I was gonna say,
No, so I have a question. What's one thing you regret not doing in your life, or at least not trying?
Not trying.
For me, it would definitely be the college not doing it earlier, because I feel that I missed out on a lot of opportunities as far as like internships, like doing things in my field that would have probably put me in a better position to actually be in my field, versus now where I graduated and I'm in a completely different field than I would have been if I would have went to school with.
that's a very good question. I don't think I regret not trying anything, to be honest, because going back to what I said before, the decisions that you make in your life lead you to where you are.
Mm-hmm.
So if I would have changed any one of those decisions,
Who knows where you would have been right now?
exactly, so I don't really regret not trying
The
anything.
one that comes to my head is not pursuing baseball right out of high school. Because Angel, I played with Angel. I wasn't good, but I wasn't ass. So it was one of those things like I could have gone to college and played, but like at that point it was like an excuse of like, oh shit, but I gotta go to college. I gotta pay for college. I gotta work. I can't really do baseball. Baseball is like having a full-time job, especially in college and something like that. So it's like, I wish I would have continued as when I was younger to see where I could have gone.
I feel like for us, we might have a lot of.
And also had no support. He knows.
I was gonna say, I feel like we right, our parents
Weren't in the position to be able to give us
the way that they they didn't study here. They don't know el sistema de aquí, how things work. So for us now that we know the system, we've been through it, I feel like we are in a much better position to allow our kids to play baseball if they want to pursue that in college.
Oh yeah.
To
Lacrosse,
to
swimming,
tennis,
soccer,
lo que ellos quieran.
rugby,
golf.
The horses.
Eso mismo.
El diablo.
Okay,
What is
yeah.
Rugby.
Polo.
No, the one where you gallop. Over
Diablo. It starts with an E. lo que.
equestrian.
Eso mismo. Que van y brincan y los caballitos.
Not that, because that shit's expensive as fuck.
No, pero
Si ellos quieren, tú solo te lo
tú tienes
apoyas.
la oportunidad de hacerlo.
Yeah.
It's not just.
My kids ain't riding no damn horses for.
Pero if that's what they want to do,
Yeah.
you
That's
gotta
what I'm
support
saying.
it.
You gotta support their dreams.
They ride horses down there.
Diablo.
Press the middle one. This one? Yeah. No.
That one works too. That one works too. No, el del medio. That was a good one.
Okay.
Se quedó callado.
Vamos a tener que empezar de nuevo este episodio. Diablo.
Sigan hablando, mis hijos. No, porque ya.
No,
No, but I feel like us now that you know our kids are gonna have a better chance at
Whatever they want.
trying whatever really pursuing their dreams. I feel like us being that first generation that went to college like in our family, se nos hizo más difícil de que está inventando, de que yo quiero jugar pelota, yo quiero
No había recursos para inventar.
no
It was you pick
Right.
this and you're gonna see that shit through.
I feel like they're like, we know this works, we can't afford for you to fuck around and do some other shit because we know this will guarantee not guarantee
it will at least
75% of the chance will
place you in a better position
in a better
than somebody
place.
else.
But in their head, is it guaranteed?
Yeah.
in their head, depende de la carrera, porque una carrera que no sirve, loco.
eso sí,
Wow,
eso sí.
philosophy. ¿Qué
Yo,
es esto?
I'm
¿Qué es esto?
Estudio de música.
this shit gets me angry, bro.
Painting.
When my kids, if it's not science, engineering,
Business.
business,
We got
Finance.
that old school mentality.
No, I'm the same way.
What other career is going to make you money
I'm dead ass
besides
the same
science,
way.
engineering, and business?
We were just talking about our kids being happy.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
I want them to be happy, but be able to financially take care of themselves.
You know,
Facts, because I learned from what I went through. And that fucking bachelor's in arts, no.
nah.
Your degree's not
You
going to
got
say
a bachelor's in arts?
Apparently, yeah. But
yeah, because
Yeah.
criminal
criminal justice.
justice
Yeah, it's
is
arts.
Eso no basura. Don't do that shit. Anybody.
just might as well
Science,
go to
bro. You gotta stay
go
with
to the
science.
police
If your dad or
academy.
your parents are not a cop and you're the first generation, don't do that shit. Fucking trash. But if your degree says bachelor's art, una galleta ahí mismo. You're not. I'm not spending.
Liberal sciences.
Jesus.
Oh no,
That's
liberal
another-
arts. Liberal arts.
That's another one.
No, bro.
Yo.
I don't know my shit.
Yo.
I think I got a bachelor's in arts.
Bro, I guess I
Una
gotta
galleta ahí mismo.
Bro,
So, bro,
Pero
I
él sabía que con él, with what he got into the field that he was going in.
I also got a master's though.
Yeah.
El tipo es inteligente.
Nah, pero,
you know, like, nah, but you're happy though. You like your job. You like,
Nah,
you like,
I
you like,
do,
you like
I
what-
do, I do.
But it's like,
Shit's annoying sometimes, but I
you know,
what
you
I
like your job. But it's like when it
Like
comes to
that,
like, there's certain things that
Likes it more.
no entendí, pero me está riendo.
He likes his job.
Yeah, I guess.
Y ahora más.
Chach, hombre llega temprano allá, güey. Wow.
I always get there early.
Yeah, you know right.
I'm one of the earliest.
Do you still go on your car or your bike? Oh no, you sent
No, I
sent
get on my bike.
it to DR, right? You gonna buy another one?
Not right now.
No, okay. Anyways,
you're going to buy one helmet or two helmets?
No?
no.
Is he getting a sidecar?
Yeah. You're buying one helmet or
Yeah,
two
for my
helmets?
dog.
You want one seater or two seater? Like like
Los motores son two-seater.
no, you don't got the sports ones like only has like enough space for just one person.
Nah, I got a little seat in the back.
No, la pregunta, one helmet or two helmets?
One for my dog. So two.
Nah, but I feel like you know, the only one thing that I regret, I had like a
Epiphany.
an epiphany, yeah, como que me interesaba.
Diablo, espérate, filosófico.
No, like como que me interesaba, like when as I was growing up. But then I saw how fucked up it is. Petroleum engineering.
What the fuck is that?
Eso desgraciado hacen dinero.
What is
Bro.
that?
Esos son lo que rompen el petróleo into different things.
Yeah.
So they do the gasoline. They
So
do
there you-
like any petroleum-based product.
Yo,
they're
I
the
would
ones
love to
that-
see what like raw petroleum looks like.
Negro.
Negro. It's liquid gold. Black gold, they call it.
Yeah. El negro. Puro negro.
Yeah.
Is it a liquid? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's black.
It's oily as fuck, but
Yeah,
it's
it's black. Yeah. So yeah, that's the only thing I thought when I was growing up that I
What
wanted
made
to do.
you not want to pursue that?
Honestly, I saw how like
Fucked up what they're doing?
yeah, like it gets fucked. It gets messy. It can get very. I'm not afraid of getting my hands dirty or anything like that. But it's like it gets really. It can be a lot. You work crazy hours.
Oh, really?
You can.
depending on where you.
Yeah,
You may be on the oil.
You might be in the middle of the ocean in the fucking.
Oh.
Pero esos tipos hacen dinero, and they
Oh,
work.
yeah, you-
work like a certain period of the year, and
Yeah.
that's all they do.
Yeah, but you're making six figures well into the 6 figures.
Yeah, but like, look, you
That's
aprendí,
all I
bro.
think.
Like a career
Right.
makes you happy, go for it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
But like, yo, not every career you can jump into, bro.
no, honestly,
Exactly.
I kind of agree with you that, you know.
Social
if-
work.
if
Esa
it makes-
mierda no sirve, loco.
Shout out to all my social workers. You guys are doing the God's
you guys,
job.
you
but,
guys
like,
are doing a great job, pero si tú quieres vivir con eso, Dios mío, trabaja en más duro aunque sea.
Nah, pero para
Wow.
social work, you can't even.
You need a
work in-
master's.
Yeah,
You gotta get a master's.
You gotta
Yeah,
get a master's. So you
But
And
the
that, doesn't
fucking
guarantee,
nah.
and that doesn't guarantee you a job.
facts, and you're not
And
gonna pay anything.
and you're like at least 20,000-30,000 in debt just to get your fucking master's.
But we love you guys. You do an
40,
amazing
It's
job.
actually 40.
Yeah, so that's
You do an amazing job. We love
No,
you.
yeah, you
We're
guys-
not discrediting your work. We're just
We're
saying
talking-
that it's very.
compensation wise.
Yeah.
Compensation wise. It's not very, like
yeah.
No, but
There's
I agree with what Wilson said. Like, you need to find whatever that medium is where you're happy and you're making enough money to live.
yeah.
Find out.
Not something where you're 100% happy. Oh, this is my dream job, and you're living
Oh,
like
that's-
fucking not even check to check.
Yeah.
Préstame 10, préstame 15.
Nah, bro, fuck that.
Fuck the
Not
dream, bro.
that.
Chase the money.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Tampoco
Fuck
así.
the dream, bro.
Tampoco
El
así.
sueño no te va a llegar a nada.
Chase that money. Because once you have the money and the financial freedom, you can
could
chase that dream.
Yep. That is true.
You're
That
making
is-
it seem, but you're making it
that's-
seem like
that's-
money's gonna make you happy.
It's
Exactly.
not,
no,
but
no,
it's
no.
gonna it's gonna allow you to get where you wanted to get.
I feel like,
Bro, not necessarily.
but I feel like
Not necessarily. Listen,
dale.
wait, hold on. I was at a Somerset Patriots game a few years ago, and I ran into a friend from high school, and he was telling me that
Oh,
he got a job at like this big
cool.
Fortune 500 company, right? This big Fortune 500 company, and he's making good money, like
God damn.
But he's not.
good money, but he's not happy. He's like, I fucking hate it.
Bro, yo te digo la verdad. My job, yo lo hago porque necesito el dinero. Porque si fuera por mí, si yo tuviera la oportunidad para decir, like, we could do this podcast, like, full time, I wouldn't even give him a notice.
damn.
No digas
Volado.
eso. Vamos a tener que poner.
No, 'cause here's the
Vamos a
thing.
tener, espérate,
No.
vamos a tener que poner disclaimer, de verdad.
Yeah.
No, because here's the thing. Work is work. You're going to go to work not because you love to work, because you like the money. You like the money that the work is giving you.
Mm,
There's no way, bro. You're not going to work for free.
No, yeah, but at least you
Yes,
have
but-
to enjoy what you're doing.
but you,
though.
thank you.
You
But
can't.
you can't just say.
I mean, for me, por lo menos. Like,
Bueno, sí, I guess I'll talk
Pero
for
para
myself.
ustedes es diferente porque ustedes y'all are in the field that y'all wanted
Yeah,
to
I'm
be. You said that you wanted to be an engineer since you were 5.
gracias,
You're in
papi,
your
gracias,
field-
papi.
You're in your field that you love and enjoy because you love.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a kid that's leaving high school right now and they have no idea what they want to do. And they're going to college because, for example, their parents
Porque
are
le
pushing them.
dijeron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, tú vas a gastar esos 4 años. Ese
I have a
dinero.
question. Those kids that don't know what they want to do, right? What is your advice to them?
Go out there and work and find out what it is.
Serious advice.
Go out there in the world and figure out what it is that you want to do. If it's working, if it's doing something on the side, go out there and experience your life.
Now I have a question. If this said person, right? They go out into the work world. They're working. They're living paycheck to paycheck. And they never, because they're making money and they can live, with the money that they make, they never think about pursuing something more than that.
That's a person that has no passion on.
Yeah, seriously.
That's
You
a
have to
passion.
have some kind of dedication into wanting to do something and to better yourself. Okay, myself, I have my degree. I still want more. Every time I complete something, I'm like, all right, what's next? You have to have some kind of drive, some passion into something, because if you're just working to work and that's it, and you don't have nothing to work towards. Then
Tu vida se vuelve un piloto automático.
yeah.
But I'm not saying don't go to college and just become a bum. I'm not saying that. Go out there and figure out what it is that you want to do,
Bro.
that you like, that you enjoy.
But here's
Yeah.
the thing, my devil's advocate. There's people that will do that and go out and try and find whatever it is that they, but then they find a job where they're making good money, and they just get comfortable.
But
They don't ever go and like.
But that's the
Por
thing.
ejemplo,
like,
lo que tú mencionaste ahorita, I'm 35. I can't go back to school. I'm making good money right now. Why would I go back to school?
that's on them. That's where we're talking about. This is where you're at the point where you have to make that decision. Like, do I want to better myself and pursue something that's outside of my comfort zone? Or do I just want to stick to what I know and have that security? Like, if you want to succeed in life, you have to take those risks.
Absolutely.
You know, like for me, you know, I was in that boat where I got to a point where I was making good money, and I got comfortable, and my boss called me out on it. I was like, "Yo, I see you. You know, your work's been, it's not the same up to par.
It's been
Mediocre.
it's been lacking. It's not what it used to be. And I got comfortable. Yeah. I got comfortable.
It means expectations. You're doing the minimum to make sure that you don't get fired.
Yep, very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly lo que estaba haciendo. He called me out on it. It's like, yo, it's facts, it's true, But then he's like, I also had the opportunity to continue my education into something kind of like related to what I studied, but completely different. And I had the opportunity to do it, and I didn't want to do it because even though it was related to what I always wanted to do, it's not what I wanted to do. So I had the chance. I could have went back to school free. My job would have paid for it, and it just I didn't want to do that. I knew I would not be happy, and I didn't want to put myself through that and spend all the time and effort. Yeah, I would better myself. I would make more money,
But it
but
wasn't.
it would not make me happy. So like, you know, I enjoy, you know, like learning new things, like editing, like, you know, finance, stock market, trading, futures trading, like shit like that. I like it. I enjoy it. You know, I like something that I like to learn. But like, yeah, I had the opportunity, and
Yeah,
I couldn't.
Yeah, another thing I learned is like figure out what you like to do, and then figure out how you can make money with it.
Yeah.
That's the one advice I have. Figure out what it is you enjoy to do, no matter what it is. Fucking reading, you could fucking stream and read, and make money that way.
Yeah.
That's just as an example.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying education is bad. It's not.
You could do like voiceovers with reading,
I'm not saying education is bad. It's not. It can get anybody out of a tough situation at any
but
point.
it's not the end all be all.
But it's not the, and especially if you don't know what you want to study.
Especially if you choose the wrong career.
Bro, you don't know how many people were in my the school, at Rutgers Business School that I ran into, and they're like, oh, I didn't even know. They're like in their third year, and they're like, oh, I haven't picked a major yet because I don't know what I want to do with myself. And a lot of them, they're either like, oh, my parents told me to go into this field because it's a safe field. And the question that I always asked them was, is this something you want to do? They're like, no, not really. But my parents told me that I can make good money off of it and live good off of it. I'm like, but is that what you really want to do? They're like, no.
But they had that choice. Their parents gave them that choice. Like we didn't have that choice.
Yeah.
Like when we like, you know, you had to know like what you wanted to do. You had to pick something.
And
you had to do, you know.
It goes back to what we were talking about earlier too. Even if you do go to school and you don't like, you failed. That's okay. You failed.
Yeah.
Pick yourself up and figure it out.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Do something. Trade school. Algo. You know.
Failing, like we said earlier, failing is not bad. It's an opportunity for you to learn.
Yeah.
So talking about school, do you guys feel nowadays going to college is the best route with the different types of avenues to make money? Because I've seen that like with trade schools, a lot of those people like plumbers, freaking carpenters, electricians, HVAC technicians, those people make good money. And a lot of the times people look down on those professions because they're like, oh, you want to be cleaning, you want to be fixing people's toilets.
I'll be honest. Those are the professions that make the most money right now.
Exactly.
Because those are the professions that we're going to have the greatest need for. We are a lazy ass generation. Nobody likes to do shit.
And not even that. Like there's people that come out of high school and have a business idea, and they're so driven to create that business that they go out there and create a business, they become an entrepreneur. And they don't need, like, yes, college is important, education is important, but it's not the golden ticket how it used to be before.
Yeah.
No,
back in the day, like that's why our parents kind of, I don't want to say forced us, but like, you know, forced us to get an education, because when they were growing up, that was how you made money. If you didn't have an education, if you didn't go to college, you didn't really make money like that.
Because that's all they knew. Exactly. Right. Like that's all they knew.
Now things are a little bit different.
They didn't know any better. Like there's like, like I've learned so many ways you can make money.
Yeah.
It's stupid, bro. It's just ridiculous.
You just
the amount
have
of
to-
ways you can make
You just
money
have to
right now.
put the time and effort into
Don't be
building
scared
that
to
craft.
try it.
Yeah. That's the thing. You can't be.
Don't be scared to try.
you know,
Don't be.
like-
I don't know how to do this, so I'm just gonna wait for somebody to teach me. Nah, bro.
No, just
Learn
fucking
that shit
jump and
yourself.
do it and figure it out, bro. Like,
We're a
bro.
perfect example, bro.
Relax.
We're literally learning how to do this. Our first official episode, we couldn't
Didn't get
even
released.
post it because we didn't know that we needed a mixer.
How many episodes are we in now? 7? 8?
No,
Technically,
this is 8.
This is
No,
the
it's-
8th one.
Yeah.
This is 7.
No, it's 8.
No,
This is 8.
This is 8.
And we're still learning how to
So
do that.
technically 9th, because that first one
Yeah.
we recorded for like an hour and some change.
And it was some good
it
stuff.
was good shit. I don't even know what the topic was.
Yeah, ni me acuerdo.
We started
I think
talking
we were
about
just talking.
sports. I went on a rant, and then
That's all.
So you guys have kind of seen a little peek of it
Yeah.
in prior episodes.
Lo mismo de siempre.
Yeah, and going back, it's like what we talked about the last episode. Yo, your timing is perfect. Whatever's gonna come to you in life is perfect,
Yep.
bro.
I
It
wholeheartedly
could be in
believe that.
front of you right now and you don't see it.
Yeah.
But when the timing is perfect, that shit's
It'll
gonna
just align. Yep.
It's like the people se preocupan like, oh, like like you said, the timing, right? Like, oh, like I'm too old. That was one of my like biggest fears. Like I always had this thought in my mind because I was like the first of my family to go to school. Well, yeah, for my family to go to school. And I had the thought in my mind, go to school, graduating 21 out of college. That was my mindset. 21 out of college, bachelor's degree, life set, todo. And it didn't work like that. It didn't work out like that at all. But that I didn't know any better. I was I put so much pressure on myself to
build that perfect
to
life.
build that perfect life when in reality that's not
What life really is.
So I will say I've had a conversation about this in the last couple of days. Sometimes like we sometimes
I was thinking the same thing.
It's too serious.
Yeah, okay.
sometimes
Mira.
we view our life in a certain way. Porque tú tienes tu idea de tu vida.
Tú eres
él tiene
francés
su
ahora.
idea.
Oui, oui. Tú eres francés.
I took French in high school. Un ching.
Con we.
No, pero uno,
Ay,
everybody has.
Carmencita, ¿por qué tú me dejaste?
Everybody has their own like view of what their life is gonna turn out to be,
Yo, we gotta
and it's like
scrap
what
this
you
episode,
said.
though.
It's like what you said.
Gotta scrap this episode.
Ah, this is a good
This is a
episode.
good episode. What the fuck you talking about?
Yo,
It's like what you said. Pero va a seguir. Pero déjame hablar.
Dale.
It's like what you said. You can view your life a certain way. Life happens. Shit happens.
Yeah.
There's curveballs that get thrown your way that you just gotta learn to hit it. That's it.
Yo, sometimes if you take a step back and you realize facts.
Anytime he says that, I just say.
If you take a step back and you realize what's in front of you and what you have already and appreciate what you have already, you'll figure out I'm already happy.
Yeah.
It's something I do every day.
Bro.
I feel like I struggle with
I thank God.
Sometimes I feel like, damn, I want more.
Yeah.
I always look back every single day. I look back and I thank God for something good that happened.
You don't know how
Ahora
many,
tiene más.
you don't know how many times Millie's like,
Bendecido
literally has
hombre.
to like reel me back in because I'm always thinking of like what's next.
I'm like that too.
And she's like, bro, just live in the moment and realize
It's
all that
hard.
you've
It's hard,
accomplished
bro.
thus far.
I will say, when I was getting my master's, and not your Rosie, the other Rosie, had this conversation with me because I was the type of person who I put blinders on. Like until I graduated,
That's
I
all
mean,
you
no me hable. I got my bachelor's. Oh, felicidades, let's have a party. I'm like, no, I don't give a fuck. I still got a whole nother year to go. No, pero tú tienes que celebrar the little wins. I'm like, fuck that shit. I need to finish what I started. So I kind of have that same personality where like, once I put my mind to something, I don't care how many achievements I get. Until I get to that end goal, I'm not celebrating.
What's the angle?
And that time, my end goal was getting my master's and starting my
And what's your end
career
goal
in
now?
education.
Yeah.
Dino. What's your end goal now?
Desahógate. Habla profundamente que te escuchamos.
Comprarme una finca en RD y mudarme para allá.
Y
RD.
Solo.
Y algo aquí. ¿No quieres comprarte algo aquí? Ay, Dios mío, qué rico la vida. Wow. Ay, si supiera.
Yeah, we scrapping.
well, the point of the story is like you're not gonna figure it out. You're always gonna change. You're always gonna change your mind. Appreciate what you have now.
Yeah,
'Cause
facts.
what you have now is what allows you to get into what you want. And then just live life.
Appreciate it.
You have to appreciate it because like that's a saying. Hopefully I say it right. Si tú le preguntas, if you ask, si tú le preguntas a
Si en
una,
español, dilo en español.
yeah, si tú le preguntas a una culebra cómo llegar a un sitio, te va a decir que arrastrándote por el suelo. Si tú le preguntas a un tiburón, un pescado, cómo llegar a un sitio, te va a decir que nadando. Si tú le preguntas a una águila cómo llegar al mismo sitio, te va a decir que volando. Everybody has different path
Yeah.
to get to the same place.
That's
There's
true.
no, there's no real.
Wow, I like that one.
Don't look at.
Lo
dañaste. Buen
And
sucio.
what makes it worse is when you set a timeline in terms like by
Yeah,
a certain age I'm supposed to be here, and then
Yeah,
you don't
that
get
was
it.
me.
It's like damn.
That was me. That was me, bro.
That's what I was
That
talking
fucked
about.
up.
Like you have your plans in life, but yo, you be
Bro,
getting
it
them
gets hard
curveballs,
too.
yo.
It gets hard.
Life happens.
Especially
Yeah.
when you're trying to plan something out,
Yeah,
then
you
it doesn't
can't-
go that way. You're like, damn.
You can't look at you got, like you said, in that type of way. You got to put blinders. You can't look at other people's lives and start comparing. That will fuck
Honestly,
you
I
up.
feel that's what fucks me about do it like
That-
subtle.
social media.
That's
Yo,
why.
social
that's why-
media, bro.
Yo,
I stopped doing that. I stopped looking at other people's social medias like that I followed or that I, looked up to, because at the same time I'm like, fuck, how did they get there? And then I start thinking to myself, I'm like, fuck, I'm way behind this person, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck that.
Yeah,
let me just do what I'm doing and figure it out my way, because a lot of the times, like you said, there's different paths. Like when you ask somebody, like a rich person, how did you make your millions? They'll tell
Everyone
you
a different answer.
yeah, they'll tell you different answers because it's not the same.
Bro, so
everybody has different paths in life.
for me, I kind of understood that lesson early on, and it was with you guys. And you're probably thinking like, what do you mean? I was the first one to get like my master's and everything, right? Does that make me better off than you guys?
Nope.
No. It took you longer to get your bachelor's, right? But look at where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's life is different. Everyone gets to a certain point in their life at different times. That's okay.
You can't live somebody else's life. That's the
Exactly.
thing.
Exactly.
You got to live your own.
So I used to get a lot of like, oh, bueno, usted todavía el profesor. Blah, blah. But like, yo, it's whatever the time is for you.
Está profesor.
Yo, I think he says it. I thought the same shit, yo.
Yo,
Bro.
you set the alley oop, bro. You throw it up, bro. Woo.
All right. So what advice or what warning would you give your 18-year-old self with what you know now?
For
Don't
me,
give up.
What?
Don't give up.
John Cena.
Don't stop.
And his name is John Cena.
Yeah. No, that was my biggest mistake. Like, like when you like you were thinking about taking a break, and your mom told you no.
Yeah.
Like my mom told me no. Yo, a mí no me importó. No, I'm dead ass.
I guess I
You know, like
to my mother a little bit.
no, because I was like working y toda esa mierda, and like I was like, yeah, I don't need that. Then it came a point in my life where I was like, oh, I don't really like where I am in life right now. Let me focus on this in the hopes that it will better my life, and it did.
When did that click in? Because for me, it was I remember the story perfectly well. It was on a Sunday. I was on like Instagram, and I saw one of my old bosses that worked at the hospital, and he was finishing up his bachelor's degree. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, bro, if he could do it, why the fuck can I?
It was older than you.
And that same day, I enrolled into.
And I feel like
into
because we all
Middlesex.
got our degrees around the same time, it kind of helped that out.
Yo, nah, that shit is crazy because, yo, it's life, bro. Like, we're literally all different ages, and we literally graduated like, what, un año aparte?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Pretty much. So it was nice to have that
group.
support system, right?
Just keep it going.
To kind of like get you through that hump of, diablo, todito estamos haciendo esto, estamos en el mismo bote. We're all experiencing the same bullshit. Are you screwed? All that bullshit.
Bro.
Yeah, for me, bro, when I realized that, I was like, I need to change something. I was working in a supermarket, and I think I was working like 80 hours a week, some shit like that. And I saw like the amount of money that I was given, and for all the hours that I worked, I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
That shit hits hard, bro.
Yo, and then you're like, I don't even got time to spend it because I'm working so much. And when I'm not working, I have like one day off. And I even sometimes I would work those days. And you just realize like, what the fuck is this? Why am I working so hard for so little? I don't even like what I'm doing now. I don't even like this job at all. Just like, that when I realized that, I enrolled back in college, and took me whatever it took me. It took me, I would say, a year and a half to like finish it.
When you get
My
to that
associates.
when you're in that point in your life when you're just like, yo, what am I doing?
Yeah.
There's a Bible verse. It's talking about sin, but it's like, why is it that I do the things I'm not supposed to do? I do, but the things I'm supposed to do, I
Sometimes
don't
feel
do.
good.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like you're in
Like,
that.
it's bad.
For example,
So good.
Yeah.
for example, in your place, you're like you're working 80 hours and you're seeing the money come in. You're like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm doing it. So it's like you get to that realization. It's like, what's the good thing that's gonna better me off? What is that thing that I should do? And then you went on.
And you know what's fucked up for me? When I realized what I wanted to do, that I wanted to finish school, I put the blinders on. Like I went fucking beast mode. I was working overnights at Amazon.
I remember that.
And right after, getting out of work, go to school without sleep. If I had sleep, I would sleep in the parking lot for like an hour or two. Like I would tell my professors, like, hey, if you see me like, dozing off, knocking out, like I work, I've been up, since 6 p.m. the night before, so cut me some slack. I would always hand in on my work. I never like slack off, but that's like the type of focus that I was on, because I was like, I want to get this shit done because I need to be better. I need to be in a better position, and I did it, But then it happens for everybody. It's like it's something in life that triggers you. That's like pushes you to be better and do something different.
Once you figure it out, you figured it out because you feel that fire inside of you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like no matter, like they can tell you whatever the hell you want. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even fucking.
Bro,
when nobody puts in front of you, you're still gonna go through it and you're gonna accomplish the goal.
Like you would be dead tired, and you're like, yo, I gotta finish this assignment. I don't care.
Yeah.
Bro, there was one time where I had to pull an all-nighter, and I didn't start out the night saying I gotta pull an all-nighter. It was, I'm gonna do
X amount
of this essay. It was like I think it was like a 5-page essay or some shit like that. And then as I'm like going through the night, I was like, fuck it, I'm already up.
Might as
Yo todavía tengo un poco de energía. Fuck it, I'm gonna just keep going. Bro, that fuck it, I'm gonna just keep going. Las 7 de la mañana, papá.
I was different.
Las 7 de la mañana me digan ahí.
Yeah, I was different. I'll stay up late doing. Go ahead.
I turned that assignment in at 7 in the morning. It was due like 2 o'clock. Turned it in at 7 in the morning. I'm like, all right, fuck it. Yo ni lo voy a chequear. Yo lo voy a mandar así. Turn it in, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to bed now. I go to bed. My body does this thing where I can't, like shit like that, I can't sleep for more than 3-4 hours. I was up again before the shit was due. I unsubmitted, checked it, revised it, and submitted it again. I got an A.
I was different in school, bro. I would stay up late doing my work, watching Game of Thrones at the same time. Half hour before I had to leave the house, that's when I'll get that shit done.
Yeah, I used to, so for me, I always call myself a procrastinator that gets
I'm a
shit
chronic.
done.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm
Like,
a chronic
I know
procrastinator.
that-
Last
like-
minute, bro.
But
Last
I'm
second.
very good at doing
I
it.
know myself. I'm like, yo, I give myself.
I got a
like,
story. Continue.
If it's due on a Friday and I know that I have other things to do, I'll leave it for that Thursday, but leave enough time that Thursday to still procrastinate a little bit.
Yep.
But I got the shit done.
Absolutely.
I got the shit done.
Bro, there was
Thursday
one time.
night,
Yo,
11 p.m. still up typing.
Muchacho.
there was one time, bro, we had a project due, and it was like a presentation. This was in my master's program. I get to the class, remember COVID, so like Zoom. Oh, vamos a presentar.
Zoom school.
Zoom University,
Hey, I
bro.
cheated.
I remember this guy used to be like, yo,
Espérate.
I used to copy off of the chinos all the time.
Fuck.
So
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I get to the class, yo, and they're like, oh, yeah, we're about to present, I'm third. I'm like, okay. I text my friend, I'm like, yo, what project? And she's like, oh, el proyecto tío. I'm like, fuck, I didn't do it. She's like, she starts texting me, fuck that phone, bro. Like, el teléfono se fue.
Ponte a eso.
Bro, I got that shit done in 30 minutes. And I presented it. How? Don't ask. I don't
What was
know.
that?
I was done. Bro.
I could never do that again. I don't think I could ever do that again.
I had a project.
That's the thing though. Like you never say never, bro. If you
never say never.
exactly. Tú nunca
El
sabes.
diablo, Justin
Te
Bieber.
tienen así a ti.
Tú
como-
nunca sabes lo que la vida te va a traer. loco.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Never no unexpected surprises.
Coño, otro más.
Tú no sabes.
Coño.
La vida te da
Unexpected
sorpresas te da la vida.
Hasta en el trabajo.
Diablo.
Wow.
Coño.
One
Dios
more
mío.
measure.
Wow. Dios.
Ah, pero cambiamos. Hoy tú eres el filosófico.
Hombre de Dios.
You were gonna say something.
Nah, it was a school story.
This is pretty serious. Got any sexy adult topic?
What?
What?
Sexy adult topic?
Entendés? Gracias. Nah. What weird adult advice did your parents give you?
None.
None.
Weird adult.
Like just weird advice.
You got an example?
Yeah. So never leave your wallet on the floor. Don't sweep at night. It brings bad luck.
My dad has one. Was like, you know, like a baseball hat, right? You got to put it on the table upside down. You can't put it flat. I don't know why. Di que traía mala cosa, but
I
like,
always heard the don't leave a brush on the table.
What?
Yeah, I never heard.
Di que
Oh, no. The one I heard is don't set a baby on the table. Why? I don't know.
¿Qué diablo es?
Yo no sé.
The one I heard is like you always need to have a mirror in your house and near the entrance.
well, I'm good. I'm good.
What?
Coño.
Why?
No sé por qué.
Coño.
Well, I do, but creo que yo sé. Creo que yo sé.
So you wouldn't see no demon follow you behind?
It has to do with like bad vibes. Like you like
It captures the
yeah,
bad
captures
vibes.
it.
A mirror?
Some silly. Supuesto.
This is a random mirror from China.
I don't.
El diablo.
I don't know. But
Like you see like, oh shit.
it's supposedly it captures the bad vibes and won't let them enter your house.
Shit, all I know is
Oh, that's
that
like
past
La
three-
Mata de Ruda.
That's like
Is that
at night.
why? That's why Rosie's mom planted one on the front.
Yeah.
That's why?
If you come to my house, I have a whole bunch.
Oh.
Bruh. There's always a reason, bro. There's nothing is random.
I was like, that's a random plant right there. in the front.
Yeah, bro. Nothing is random, bro. Everything has a meaning.
I bet you that one might have been from my house.
If you go to the house, when you enter the house, if you look around, you're gonna see like figures and stuff.
Everything has a meaning.
they all-
Everything has a meaning. Everything has a meaning, bro.
Have you ever heard
El
of,
elefante de la suerte.
Yeah.
Hey, let elefante right there.
Yeah.
have you ever heard of the
Turtles is for health.
the witching hour?
No.
So, well, not the witching hour, like the devil's hour, like around like 2 o'clock.
La 3 de la mañana. Esa hora,
Espérate, la 3 de la
Like they-
mañana.
esa-
Esa
esa
hora
hora-
de la mañana.
Esa es la hora de Ángel David.
Like
Esa es la hora de
No,
él.
like they,
¿Por
like
qué
they-
tú estás despierto a las 3 de la mañana? ¿Qué te pasó a las 3 de la mañana que tú estás despierto?
¿Qué tú estás
¿Qué tú estás haciendo?
Buen demonio.
¿Qué tú haces a las 3 de la mañana que estás despierto? ¡Wow! Ese hombre, Dios mío. Y a trabajar el próximo día. Déjalo dormir, déjalo dormir. Déjalo dormir. Dios mío, esos malos pensamientos no lo dejan dormir, Dios mío. ¡Wow!
Para eso está la
Wow.
pelo.
Dios mío. So, talk back to the pillow, yo. Is it more like cushion for the pushing? Like the more pillows, the better? Or like it's just one pillow is good?
Nah, I gotta do one.
You gotta do one?
I do one.
I would think like the more pillow, you get more cushion. It feels better. I don't know.
Can we leave the pillow?
No, because you could use a blanket too. Like I don't like I use a pillow for like
Ya se jodió la vaina. Se jodió, se jodió. No, yo estoy escuchando nada más. Dilo.
some bamboo sheets. Ooh.
Bamboo sheet. Oh, how about linen sheet? Because they say that like they're breathable. I don't know.
Nah, bamboo sheets are breathable, not linen, I think.
Yeah. No. You're just thinking a lot.
Bro, estos dos deberían de tener un podcast ellos solos.
¿Y por qué?
El podcast de los sucios.
Para hablar mierda. Pila de mierda. Pila de mierda.
So what do we establish? Is college necessary?
No.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Not in these times. It's not. I do have one question that I really want to get your opinion on because this happens a lot in like Hispanic families.
Hit me.
Like
Suéltalo, Teodoro.
why do parents like treat you like a child but expect adult things from you?
That's true.
Cause
Bro.
you're still a baby, bro. They
You don't know. You don't
they
know
see
how
you grow up.
you don't know how many times like they'll be having conversations and you throw your opinion in there. They'll be like, tú no sabes nada.
Because
does.
because they saw you being born, you're always gonna be that child no matter how old you are.
Yeah,
Pero
they raised you.
quieren que yo haga la vaina de adulto.
Bro,
Llámame al doctor, dame el apoyo, dame esto, dame el otro.
es que
Págame esto.
tú tienes que entender que en la vida usted llega a un punto en su vida where
Yeah,
your parents
man.
become
Trátame como un maldito adulto. Si yo estoy pagando biles, tengo mi propia casa, trátame
Desahógate.
como un adulto.
No, usted es un
Desahógate.
bebé.
Yo no soy un niño.
Usted es un
Desahógate.
niño.
Tengo
Let it
pelo
all out.
grano.
¿Cómo así? What the fuck,
muchacho.
muchacho?
Soy un adulto.
¿Qué fue? ¿Y qué
No,
fue?
porque si ustedes hablan sucio, yo lo hago también, ajá.
Oh,
Ustedes.
Esto
Wow.
no, mejor, esto
Ah,
no.
ok.
¿Quiénes son
Ahora
ustedes?
sí.
Yo no digo nada.
yo
No, yo tampoco.
Manny me miró como azaroso, cállate.
Oh.
Perdón,
Está bien.
perdón.
No. Yo te agarro en la bajadita también. Yo te agarro en la bajadita también.
I think Manny has said that about everyone.
Por eso no voy a borrar nada.
Chas.
Lo voy a dejar todo.
Tengo todos esos videos de ustedes. Sigan jodiendo.
Yo release them.
Yo. Bloopers.
Do like a
4:30 in the morning. Random ass video.
Hey,
Fucking
yo.
si por casualidad subo
You
un
get
video
tagged.
como a las 4 de la mañana
and you get tagged.
y you get tagged,
Ya ustedes
ya
saben.
ustedes saben lo que subí. Fui yo que lo subí. Fui yo. Nadie más. Fui yo que lo subí.
It was me, Austin.
Están pasando.
Ay,
Bro, Dios mío. La vida es buena.
But yeah, I don't know
Gracias,
why
papá
they
Dios.
do that though.
I've already told you.
Yeah, you're always a kid in their eyes.
You
No,
can
no
always
matter
be
how
a kid.
old you are.
Bro, like,
Bro, your daughter's gonna grow up. She's gonna be 25, and you're my baby.
do you realize that we're literally the adults now
I
in
know.
our family?
I know, but guess
We're the
what?
aunts and uncles.
But guess what? We still gonna be seen as the kids that we were.
Yeah,
That's just no. Eso no va a cambiar.
It's like a chain of command. It's just like they're up there and we just follow.
I don't feel
Yeah.
that. I'm an adult.
They know that we're the adults, but they also can't like fathom seeing us as adults.
¿Tú te imaginas que yo tenga en una conversación and you put your opinion, they be like, tú eres un muchacho. ¡Cállense, coño! ¡Déjame hablar!
Una galleta que te van a dar.
It's one of those
Bro.
things. Like my dad is way older than me. Like my dad's like at least 40 years older than me. What the fuck am I gonna tell him that he doesn't know already?
Yeah, but at the same time, like, they have to realize that we do have some knowledge in
In today's
the
world.
In today's world.
We have
versus-
knowledge of the new world.
Yeah, but that's the world that we live in.
Listen, I have arguments with my dad about things like that. You know, sometimes I just let him be. I'd be like, bro, look, this is what I recommend. Te recomiendo que tú hagas esto y esto. No. And he'll argue his point of view, right? And I'm like, all right, pero después no digas que yo no te lo dije. It happens how I say, right? After a few times, se baja.
Bro.
Y me escucha.
Like what we were talking about last week, like with fixtures and stuff like that, making repairs to the house.
Yeah.
Bro, you don't know how many times I've told Thea, like, yo, stop hiring these cheap ass repair people
Chapucero.
to do the job in your house because they're gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have to pay more money to get somebody else to come fix it. You think she listens to me? No.
Yeah.
Sounds like a her problem. She got money. It's okay.
Yeah, pero
Esa mujer rica.
yeah, pero still, like, I'm trying to save her some
Yeah, pero olvídate. La gente telca no se le, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink.
money.
No, that's facts. That's facts.
What a sing, yo.
Ese hombre está liviano hoy, loco. Wow.
Como una pluma.
Wow.
Como, no, una ola.
Tú estás que vuelas tú solo. Pero eso tiene sentido, lo de la wave. O sea, todo está cayendo,
está
rompecabezas.
cayendo.
Todo, está entendiendo ya todo perfectamente.
A los Tetris.
¿Tú estás seguro que nadie te está diciendo esta cosa? Es de tú mismo que sale.
Yo tengo un micrófono aquí.
Que te están diciendo lo que tienes que decir.
Puede ser posible. ¿no?
Man got inspiration from somewhere else, bro.
Bro.
He's inspired.
Yeah.
He's inspired. That's what.
Bro,
It's the FBI.
Yeah.
They're
His
top there.
inspiration, his muse.
They
this,
top there.
I'm not gonna lie. This week, off topic.
Like always.
I've been tired, bro. Like this whole week. Like yesterday, I thought it was Thursday. I got excited, and then I looked at my phone. I was like, "Fuck, it's Wednesday."
Yeah,
It's okay. Tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah, but I got shit to
Oh,
do
shit.
tomorrow.
Yeah, bro.
It's been
I
tough.
gotta
It's been a long week, bro.
I
It's been a
literally gotta go
long-ass
to the
week.
city to do a training.
That sounds fun.
No, it's not.
You getting paid?
What?
You getting paid?
but I don't want to go to the city.
But you getting paid?
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like
I
that's
feel like what makes it harder too is it's been nice weather. So like when you're like working,
Nah, it's hot as fuck.
Bro,
it's nice.
No,
Hasta la noche, vieja. Yo, la
No, yo prendí el aire.
Chacho.
El aire mío,
bro, you like
Sudando como un perro estaba yo.
No, tú eres loco.
Bro,
Hell no.
at
Yo
least-
sudé en la noche. You crazy. I won't be able to sleep.
I got up. Yeah,
I
I
don't
turned
sleep with
the.
our AC on. We just have the fan going.
Oh, nah, I got both of them shits on.
yeah,
Es que tú ves.
Rico.
¿Tú te acuerdas del
Yo
viaje?
pago la luz, olvídate.
bro.
Hombre, no.
Oh, nah. They
Frisado,
know. Yo,
frisado.
¿quién? At the hotel,
Jesús. Loco.
the lowest setting.
El tipo no bajaba.
The lowest setting. Y este con un maldito frío.
Yo, temblando, loco, estaba uno ahí adentro. Y este sudando.
Este no.
se
Tú
atre-
estabas, a ti te gustaba no te dejaste.
No, yo tenía frío.
No, next one, breaking that.
Yo te dije, yo.
Go ahead, break it.
We can't let him take
Break
charge of the thermostat again.
¿Cómo
bro.
que no?
No.
No.
Yo pago extra para que me dejen controlar el termostato.
75, lo mínimo
Mire,
que se va a
man.
poner.
Abusador.
75 is a good
You
number.
crazy.
He had it at 60, bro.
Bro,
Yeah.
60.
Nada más bajaba 64. It
no,
only
you
went
gotta get used to it.
If
it only went down to 64.
it went to 60, he would have put it at 60.
Hell yeah, that's what my AC's on, 61.
No,
With the fan.
Tiene que estar cuidado.
With the fan.
Por eso es que la
tiene
luz te llega
llevar a ti.
cara.
¿Quién? Yo la pago con mucho gusto, pero no paso calor. Tú piensas que un hombre que trabaja va a pasar calor.
Dios mío. Di que 60, though.
Hablando de eso,
75.
Yeah, los 75 is a little too much.
what has been what's been the purchase that you've made that you're like, fuck, I'm an adult now?
El segundo motor.
Diablo, este asqueroso.
Oye.
Coño.
Pero tú me preguntaste.
Coño.
Dios.
Yo pensaba que tú ibas a decir algo más profundo.
Un anillo.
Un anillo, una
El
cadenita,
diablo.
un carro.
El diablo.
Un zapato de cristal.
Nah, honestly. What the fuck is this? Cinderella, my guy?
Exactly. Cinderella shoes. Cinderella shoes. Guay. Este episodio no se ve para nada. loco.
Qué
Ya.
bueno. Quiera Dios que esto salga.
Vamos a ver qué se puede salvar. ¿Qué se
Bueno.
puede salvar?
Bueno.
Todo.
hoy-
Menos la parte que con la televisión. La vaina del beso de este desgraciado. I think that's it.
Bro, y'all just dry as hell. Look.
Yeah.
Yo, with this video quality, gotta lick them lips.
Yo, Jesús.
Yo.
Ay,
But really,
santo padre.
the motor.
Y el caballo. ¿Cuándo?
Honestly, I don't know. It's between my car and the second motorcycle. Cause my car, I remember you guys know I had the Camry. At that point, my parents wanted to buy
Yes.
my sister's a car, but it was the pandemic, and I was like, "Yo, I'm about to start working."
Take the
Yeah, it was definitely the car. It was definitely the car. Now that I think about it, I told them like, I'm about to start working. Es mejor que tú le dejes el carro a las mujeres. Es más nuevo. They don't gotta really worry about maintenance. It's just changing the oil and that's it. Plus, all they know how to do is put it on drive and go forward anyways.
Do you make sure they change the oil?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, of course. Because if not,
Before or
what?
after the light comes on.
20,000 miles later.
No, es que me da un warning.
I was gonna turn
No,
on.
pero por eso.
Fix it.
Yo le hago algo raro.
As soon as that warning comes up,
Ah,
it's synthetic anyway, so it's good for more than the light. But anywho,
¿Qué pasó?
yo compré mi carro.
Espérate.
Y-
Why do women wait to tell you when something's wrong?
Oh,
brother?
Oh,
Espérate, yo.
bro.
Espérate, loco.
No.
Mami, loco,
espérate.
Mami me dice,
Bro.
los frenos del carro no sirven, le escucho una vaina rara al carro. Y yo, pero, ¿por qué espérate?
No, y te monta tú.
Y yo, no. Or, yo, I'll be driving it y yo no escucho nada, loco. Nada lo que yo escucho. Dije, el carro, ella dice, exagera, porque exagera. Mami, they exaggerate so much, bro. Dije, el carro se está desbaratando. Y esto con lo otro. Yo me monto, drive the car,
Nada.
drive it for a while, make sure, slam the brakes, toda esa vaina.
Nada.
Nada, loco. Set
Bro.
it. That shit breaks on straight.
El carro está nuevo.
¿Te puedo decir la verdad? You know what pisses me off the most?
Bro,
When you get in their car, you turn that bitch on,
no gas.
no fucking gas.
Can't relate.
I never had that shit.
Bro, vaina que me da más fucking coraje, bro.
Uh-oh.
Eso no es nada, tú eres un hombre trabajador. Llénale el tanque.
No, yo se lo lleno, pero bro, at least tell me before I get into the car. Oh, the car needs gas.
¿Para qué?
You're gonna find out when you get in it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
You're gonna find out. Surprise!
Yeah, fuck
Surprise, motherfucker.
What was the question again?
that. What was the first grown? No, that wasn't it. It was
The first adult purchase.
No. Yeah, what was the first adult purchase that made you feel like, yo, I'm an adult?
A mortgage.
Yeah, that literally.
That'll do it.
That time.
That'll do it.
Fuck the
Yeah,
car,
fuck the car,
everything
yeah.
else.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Ya me callo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real. Diablo, no ganas.
Ya no hablen.
No, porque-
Next topic.
Bueno, tú lo
Vámonos.
puedes decir
Próximo,
también.
próximo.
Tú lo puedes decir también.
Mine would be
sí.
like
La almohada.
Because there's no kid going out there getting a mortgage.
La
I mean-
almohada de.
Unless you're
I don't know.
Unless you're filthy rich.
I mean,
I don't know.
you got
okay.
two different perspectives. You wouldn't say it's a mortgage.
Pero la vi.
Let him be. Let him cook. Let him cook.
El hombre es rico.
Mira, sobándose el ojo, tal así.
Un
Eso es lo que
sueño.
hacen los ricos.
Sueño.
I'm gonna make them wait
They gotta know.
so that they know I'm
Elvis,
philosophical.
those peasants.
Fucking.
get mortgage. So,
So
What was it? What was it?
What was it? Cuando gastó 300 pesos.
yeah.
So 300 más.
Hey, that doesn't sound.
nah, it wasn't even a
El otro. Se lo metieron.
Ni eso.
Hey.
Ay, Dios mío.
What was it, Angel? Though.
I wouldn't say a purchase though.
Now you have to. That's the question. What purchase?
So like, what makes you feel like you're
An adult.
like an adult? Yeah.
If I had to join the military, because like being away for 10 months and
Yeah.
That'll do it too.
They'll mold you into a new.
not even that, but just like being by yourself, like there is kind of like damn, like
You
You're by
really got
yourself.
nobody. You got nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and trying to like, I mean, for the most part, you have all your shit really paid for, but in a sense of just like you just by myself really. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, you know, I'm going from here to there.
That's a
Doing
rude
this.
awakening right there.
Yeah.
I could never do that.
What?
I almost did.
Join like the military.
But I almost
Turn up
did.
on me.
I almost joined the Marines.
I could
That's
never do
so.
But especially when you do stuff younger, it's just so much easier because you don't have that much
Oh yeah.
commitment.
You don't care.
So it's like,
You don't care. Yeah. You're just like fuck it. I'm
that's what I'm
gonna join. So nah. So se va rápido.
Yeah, my saying is like, yo, I'm not.
I
a
wish I
bitch.
did it.
I'm not a bitch, but I'm a bitch when I have to be.
Like I ain't no bitch, but I got some bitch shit be in certain periods of times.
Bro.
Nah, what did you think adulthood would be like versus what it's actually like?
Do whatever the fuck I want. Yeah.
No, yo te digo la verdad. Yo cuando era chiquito, yo pensaba, yo, adulthood, I'm gonna be waking up in my underwear, eating cereal, just fucking around, having money on top of money on top of money.
Waking up in his underwear comiendo cereal.
Chacho.
Con money.
Waking up, jerking
Yo,
off.
de toda esa vaina, de todo. Bro.
Hombre.
And as soon as, when I got my first apartment, this was coming out of high school.
Damn.
I started working at Robert Wood, and it was me and my friend. We got an apartment. Bro, we thought we was hot shit. We started off good. We were paying our bills and shit. Y después nos pusimos a hacer fiesta. We started.
Oh, these are the famous parties.
Yeah, bro. We were late
Manny
on
knows about that.
bills. Bro, yo me recuerdo, there was a time that we were like, we didn't have all the money for the rent. So, bro, shit got dire. We had to start asking people to let us borrow money. And then at that point, I was like, yeah, this is not it. Nah,
Not it at all, bro.
at all. We had fun, but after the fact, it was like, yo,
Pero
shit is
aprendiste.
hard. Shit is hard.
Aprendiste.
Oh, for real. After that, I didn't get another apartment until I got with Millie.
Dang. Dude said, I'm going back home.
Bro,
Fuck yeah.
it sucked, but at the same time, I was like, yo, thank a fucking God.
But that's life teaching you about adulthood. Like you thought everything was good, like that. You know, everybody when we're younger, like, oh, yo, when I'm 18, I'm gonna move out. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be doing all this shit. I'm gonna be partying. I'm
Traveling.
gonna be traveling. And
Wilson thought about marriage at that point.
Eso.
Ya vos andaba casado ese punto.
Ya vos sí, es verdad.
Nah, 18 though.
No.
It was like,
No, tú estabas
Tenía la
casado.
mente-
it was like 19.
Tenía la
Tenía la
mente en eso.
mente en matrimonio.
No, I did. No, yo, I swear, like that. I had my mind was not on that. It literally fell on my lap.
Oh. And
¿Cómo
you
así?
took it.
Yeah, of course. It
That's
literally.
Así.
Nah, I see no. I see no.
How you grab it? How did you grab
I
it?
see no.
How we grab it?
No.
Grab it.
Grab what?
Whoever got on his lap. You can't just let something go on your lap and not grab it. Like we grabbing it. Like
Did he grab it or do you like?
you're adjusting it.
No, like do you grabbed it and hold on to it, or you just slapped it and you just like let it jiggle? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Y'all wild for this, yo. And y'all know exactly who the fuck y'all talking about too. That's what's crazy.
Yes, damn.
That's wild. Crazy.
you know, that just reminded me of a fucking movie. That was a line from a movie from one of the Fast and the Furious movies.
That's exactly what I thought about.
That's where I got it from. That was when somebody said that Ludacris said.
Nah, 'cause sometimes when something lands on your lap, it's not always the best.
That's facts. You got.
Oh, damn.
Dale bomba, dale una bomba. Hombre está
That is
lúcido,
right
hombre está
there, it's like,
lúcido.
what are you gonna do?
Hombre
Lo
cambiado.
primero que tú has dicho que coño.
Hombre cambiado.
Esa conversación es consigo mismo a las 3 de
Esa
la
conversación a las 3
mañana.
de la mañana cambian aún.
Yeah, man.
She's on your lap. You gotta think about it.
No, it's true. It's
What are the
true.
long-term effects?
Yeah, sometimes you can't just accept everything that lands in your lap. You gotta be picky with it.
You gotta sometimes let that
No,
shit
you-
just slide off.
Yeah, you gotta
Like, get the
what?
fuck off me.
Me bañé.
And you get the answer like if you move, does it come out? Does this fall off or no?
Yeah, it could be. Depending where it lands.
And if it grabs you too.
Yeah,
then it's
exactly.
like,
Yeah, like, ahí es más difícil soltarse.
You be getting grabbed?
Diablo que me estás hablando. Dios mío. Y ustedes no lo dejan, lo dejan.
No, eso contra
Ellos se entienden, ellos hablan con los ojos.
Porque es Dios mío.
A ti no te cayó nada en the lap. Y tú no te ha gustado y tú te la
Yo me
quitaste.
lo limpio
Tú te
con una
limpiaste.
servilleta.
hey, espérate.
Pero a veces no hay servilleta.
Con la mano entonces.
Ah, ok, tú ves. Hay diferentes maneras de quitarse algo de encima. Que no le-
Con mano sucia ahora.
Sí, pero
eso
se lava la mano después. But yeah.
What if you ever land on someone else's lap?
Yeah.
Right?
I feel like that's also, you have to be, that's like,
It could be reversed because it's two, right? It's two
Yeah.
things. So like it could be the opposite now.
it could be, but then you still have to be like decisive. Like,
Damn.
is it right?
Can you both land on each other's laps?
Seriously.
Nah, bro. If you land on somebody's lap, you probably bouncing on that shit.
¿Cómo así?
Estilo pilo.
¿Cómo así? ¿Cómo así?
¿Pero qué es esto? ¿Pero qué es esto?
No,
¿Qué es esto? ¿Y qué es esto?
Bueno, si él está practicando.
Ustedes desviaron la conversación. Ya, uno no puede hablar tranquilo.
Eli, la próxima.
All right. Do you think adulthood today is harder than it was for our?
Absolutely.
You think?
Absolutely.
You're
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Listen.
Way harder than
Imagínate tú trabajando en una finca 2 horas por todo el día.
No.
With nothing to eat or nothing.
El diablo.
That's how my dad grew up. My dad grew up on the field
their life.
every day with the sun hitting him.
Listen.
Pidiéndole a Dios por un mango que le caiga de una mata. Damn. Imagine that.
Ya. Perdiste.
Te den ahí mismo.
Perdiste.
Titúa.
Yo iba a
Te
decir
dijo,
algo,
te
pero me
dijo que
callo.
te calle, callao.
Bueno, gracias,
We all have our struggles, bro.
gracias a Dios tú tienes tierra.
I was gonna say that now it's a little bit more difficult given the climate
por ti.
of
Hasta
lo
regalar
que
tierra.
lo que AI.
That was a delayed reaction right there. Inside joke.
That shit hit me after. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, some trifling assholes, bro. Diablo, hasta me pisó. Fuck. No, but like seriously, with social media and AI and all that bullshit, I feel like, you know, shit is different nowadays.
I feel like
I feel like they had a more calmer, you know, even though they struggle just like we're struggling right now to figure it out because nobody has a game plan. Nobody gives you a blueprint like, yo, la vida es así.
yeah, but their
what I mean?
struggle were a lot different than what our struggles.
Their
are.
struggles were physical struggles.
I feel like back then they didn't have the amount of distractions that we have in today's world.
That's what I'm saying.
To Ellie's point, bro, it was physical struggles. Now we're talking about some bullshit.
For
like
ours,
my feelings and shit.
for ours
yeah,
are
yeah.
first world struggle.
De que, ay, Dios, no me siguió en Instagram. A mí que me importa. Vaina.
Ay, el internet no me sirve, se me apagó.
Ay, se me partió el PlayStation.
I
Compro.
mean-
¿Qué es esto? ¿Qué es esto? You know, like shit like that. You know, first world problem.
Bro, our parents literally got their first cars when they were in their 30s.
Yeah, facts.
We
That's
got our
crazy.
first
When you put
cars
it
in
that
our,
way.
Yeah.
in our teens.
Yeah, when you put it
But
that way.
don't, it's not wrong. We all have our struggles. Like we're struggling through just we're
It's
struggling
different-
trying to
It's just
figure it out.
different
Yeah.
struggles.
Different kinds of struggles. That's a
All right.
yeah. I mean,
Another one.
La última.
dile, suéltala.
This is the most interesting one that I want to ask you guys.
Was it the question that I sent?
Oh, I'll ask that one too, but no.
Oh.
I think I asked that one though.
What question did he? What was the question?
I don't remember.
I have it written down. It's right here.
Suéltalo, suéltalo.
Oh no, I did ask it
Oh.
in the one in the decision buying and shit. All right, so in your opinion, what do you consider success?
Happiness in your own way. Not the artificial happiness, the one you see on the TV, on social media. Not that happiness. Whatever brings you into happiness. That's success.
Success to me, being able to wake up every day, not having to worry about how am I going to pay this? How am I going to pay that? Not having to worry about, oh, me estoy muriendo de una enfermedad. And having a group of people that's around you that you know care for you and you care for them. To me, that's success.
To me, success is having freedom, having financial freedom, having the freedom to, obviously you're financially stable, but not because you're making money that means you're successful. You're successful financially, but that your life could be a complete shit show. So like having the freedom to, be like, go with your significant other wherever you guys want. Having like, I feel like that's talking about like more in depth. Like that's what the true American dream has become. Freedom and people
Like financial freedom or just like freedom in general.
Freedom to do
well,
whatever
like
you
financial freedom will give you the freedom to do anything else you want in life.
Not necessarily.
Well, like
it gives you a better opportunity.
like don't get me wrong, money does not guarantee you happy. Does not make you happy. It does not. But it opens doors for you to chase what makes you happy.
Going back to the college thing where you're kind of doing a career where it pays good and it's not what you want to do, but with the money that you're making from that career, you could kind of chase what
Really makes you happy.
what makes you really happy.
You're like, like I said, financial freedom. If you got the money financially and you're stable to do like whatever you want. Let's say I want to me despierto mañana y voy para España o voy para Suiza, voy para
And that's different for everybody because like I said, like that makes you happy traveling, going to be able to be do
No,
this
but
and that.
I like to travel.
travel is just one.
Yeah, that's an example.
I like to travel, but for me, una finca in DR. And
Yeah,
That's
like,
what I'm saying. It's different for everybody.
Like there's different types of happiness. That's just like one example. Like, but
Van para Río.
like
la familia entera.
estás tranquila en una casa sin preocuparte por nada. Que tú te levantes tranquilo, que
Cafecito,
tranquilo.
That's for me.
That's why I said like
cafecito.
Yeah.
that's why I say success for me is happiness because if you're happy, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing in your mind bothering you.
What's your success?
What about you?
Probably just waking up like without a care in the world. Like I used to wake up in my underwear and.
But you do that now.
Yeah, but
But you have stuff to do.
He's
though.
already succeeding.
But you have stuff to do though. Like damn, it's like.
But you wake up
What type
without a
of stuff
care
you
in the
got to
world.
do?
No, like if you wake up for work and like you got like projects to do and you're like, damn, I gotta do this shit by the end of this day, blah blah blah. And then after work I gotta do this and that, and it's like, damn.
I feel like there's this saying like if you spend your 9 to 5 building somebody else's dream, you can spend a few hours building yours.
Yeah.
After that, like for 5 to 9, whatever it is, what you're literally working to fulfill somebody else's dream because you're working for somebody else. You're working, everybody has a boss. So why not spend a few hours, after work every day, learning a new skill, learning a new trade, aprendiendo algo nuevo, uno nunca sabe, algo que te guste, and monetizing that. Because, there's very few careers that can really give you like that, like financial freedom. Even if you make fucking, $500,000 a year, if you're a doctor, like if you don't really know how to like manage yourself, you're still gonna be drowning in a fucking glass of water.
That's the water.
Yeah, me fui filosófico ahí, loco.
Coño, el tipo estaba on a roll today.
Yeah.
Coño.
¿Qué fue lo que te dio de beber?
Bien encendido, loco.
¿Comiste cena bien hoy?
Yeah, I did.
It shows.
¿Qué comiste?
No, I just ate lunch though. I don't eat dinner.
Ah, pues está muy bueno.
Yeah.
Bueno.
No, es que lo que tiene el dedo lo dio fuerza, güey. No tiene la mano vacía, güey.
Dile. Lo agarro de la baja ahí. For me, success, to be honest with you, my success is making sure that my daughter's good. As long as she's able to accomplish what she wants in life and that I was able to help her get to where she needs to get to, that's my success.
I got a question. You think like if with like your significant other, if like the success is different, have you ever had that
What, like each one of you
Yeah.
have
scenario
different success?
or like what it is, and it's like maybe not completely different, but it's kind of different.
Well, what I see success. Well, now we're kind of aligning each other's like what we think, like a successful life is. Like our goals are kind of aligning, but like at first they were different.
How
And
different were they?
They were different. They were opposites. They were completely opposites.
When did you guys start having the same mindset
Shared
to what
vision.
success was?
When like we were starting to like think about us and
Marriage?
and marriage and like
Building a home.
building a home and building a family. Then you're like, all right, what do we really want out of life?
What's really important
Yeah.
to you guys?
So then now we say it without even thinking. Like it's just the same thing. We want this and this and this because that's going to allow us to do this, and
Yeah.
I think that's what really drives people, like especially when you build a family.
Mm-hmm.
That's what drives you, like making sure that your kids, once you're no longer here, that they're good, because no parent wants to leave this world and leave their kids
Dangling.
like worse off than they were.
Yeah.
Because I feel that as a parent, for me, as a parent, you want to make sure that your kids do better than you did in life.
That's why they're not getting a fucking bachelor's in arts. That's why, bro.
Oyeron.
Nope, not my
Yeah.
kid.
Yo, you gotta go finance, engineering, or
Healthcare.
Computer science, bro.
Health.
oh yeah, bro, computer science.
But isn't
so
that's
dope.
technically a art, I think, because
What?
it doesn't
What?
fall under. It doesn't have.
Yeah,
its own
computer
school.
science is an art.
No,
But it's a science,
It's a science.
No, it's
It's
a
a
bachelor of arts. though.
No, it's a
no.
Bachelor of Arts.
Bro, that was my degree and it was a science.
Or like economics is like bachelor of arts, and that's like finance, really.
Yeah. They're not doing that.
Man,
They're not doing that.
I mean,
Bro, for
In
me,
other news, the Yankees won.
ahí vamos a terminar el show porque ya lo dañaste tú.
No me importa. Yankees 4-0.
Alex Cora,
We take
5-year
the-
extension right now. ¿Verdad? ¿Quién?
Te lo daño ahora mismo.
¿Ah?
Te lo daño ahora mismo.
Eli.
All right.
and the Yankees win.
You guys have anything else?
That will be all.
How about
for-
no our
No.
Okay.
Yes.
That is all for
Our updates.
this episode. This
The
has
updates.
been
our
This has
updates
been
for the case.
Bomba'to.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah.
Espérate.
Rico.
Yeah, Diddy, baby. Oil, baby. Oil, Diddy, baby. Oil, baby.
That has been Bomba'to. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
No,
Espérate, ¿qué, muchacho? Es que tú estás desesperado, güey. Yo sé que tú te quieres ir, pero tranquilo.
I gotta give them a preview of what next week is coming.
Oh, pero que si tú dejas que todos hablan.
No, lo callo, le tomo los micrófonos.
Yeah. If you like the content, if you like what you see, please like, share,
That's foreshadowing. Next week we may have
subscribe, comment. We're everywhere. Estamos por todos lados. Si te gusta lo que tú estás escuchando, comenta, deja tu like. El like es gratis. Deja un
Estamos
like, por
pegados
favor.
como el qué.
Como el dengue. Estamos regados como el dengue. Dios mío. Wow.
This guy, bro.
Wow.
But next week, be prepared to listen about a topic about group trip chaos.
Yo, espérate. ¿Qué tú estabas diciendo, muchacho?
Lo leí mal.
Ooh, I had a question. What if two things, now there's a trio, what if two things fall on your lap? Now it's different. You have two things on your lap.
Two things?
So now you have to decide. No,
Yeah. No, you still probably gonna bounce.
Nah, different. You have
does
two
one thing
options, but
does
you
you
fucked
fucked
up.
up? Does one thing weigh more than the other?
No, look,
Entonces-
you have two options, but then you're somebody else's options too. So now it's
Next week,
guess.
So that's three things.
trip chaos.
No, yo voy a-
Group trick chaos.
Termina.
¿Qué pasó? Ya no
Ya,
más.
se acabó.
¿Qué pasó?
Se acabó.
¿Usted no quiere seguir? ¿Y por
ya.
qué? Wow.
¿Qué tú
no,
quieres-
the
¿Qué tú quieres decir?
options.
¿Qué tú quieres decir?
Loco, pidiri, loco.
No, that.
Bueno, nos vemos.
This has been
Bomba'to.
Loco.
Diablo, I really read.
Yo,
Ay, Dios.
qué bobo.